Alright, good afternoon. Taking a quick fun break to do a video that was by request, which is on confidence, okay? So there's a lot of different ways or approaches of how to become more confident. I'm going to actually show you how to do it instantly. How to change your mind state and your posture in an instant, okay? Almost in a it can be temporary, but it'll help you out quite a bit. And so a lot of times everyone focuses on working from within outwards. All right? Well, the thing about that is the reason you're not confident is due to fears and anxiety. So those underlying fears and anxiety removes and starts to strip away your self-confidence. It's a lot harder to deal with, long-standing fears and anxiety. And then depending on your social proof, meaning the people you surround yourself with, the relationships that you're in, I just mean socially, I mean like, whether at work, the people you're forced to be around. I mean, you could be forced to be around a supervisor, for example, that's toxic and tries to strip away who you are. And so that creates this problem, this internal battle, where you're trying to battle these anxieties and fears. And you're never able to feel like you can exude that confidence that you need. It never comes out like you want it to. So we're going to work in reverse. So start by thinking about how you look on the outside first, okay? I know this is like different. It's almost like fake it till you make it kind of thing. But you have to understand your emotions and your mind state affects your emotions and vice versa, okay? I mean, depends on if you're male or female, which one comes first. But your emotions and your mind state interact with each other. And when I say mind state, I mean your conscious mind as well as your unconscious, okay? And to include what's in your instinctual mind, all right? They all interact and they create a cocktail of feelings, thoughts, and then postures. So your postures ends up resulting from how you're feeling, and how you're feeling ends up resulting from how your emotions interact with what's going on in your mind, okay? So now, we're going to work backwards. We're going to work from physiology back, okay? Because if you can posture yourself in a confident state, put your physiology in a confident position, then it can start to affect, at least temporarily affect your emotions, which then can temporarily affect, free up some anxiety so that you can remove that anxiety further and those fears and then have that clear mind and that confident approach, okay? So think about how a confident person would look. How would their face look, right? What expressions would they have, How would their body, would they be sitting, would they sit upright? Would they take up some space? How are their hand gestures? Are they going to be erratic? You know what I mean? Or are they going to be calm, smooth, right? Deliberate, okay? Start studying and maybe even looking at actors, or actresses that exude confidence in a role. They're acting, of course, but actors and actresses are experts at creating a physiology for a certain state. So you can see what that physiology is from a confident person. I can go watch, I like watching the old James Bond movies, for example. Look at, really any of them, but I mean, look at, just how, it doesn't matter, pick your favorite Bond actor, all right? They all used their acting skills to exude that confidence of James Bond, right? I like looking at the old Clint Eastwood movies too. the old Clint Eastwood movies, he had exuded a calm confidence, you know? And so his body posture, how he stands, how he looks, you know, what kind of space he takes up in his environment, how he sits. These are all things that are the physiology of confidence. And I could go through a whole video and start picking apart different facial expressions and different, you know, aspects of what you do with your hands, your feet, how you shift your body, whatever. Like, we can pick that apart. I could, you know, could write a whole book on that. There have been books written by FBI interrogators and different people that are good to take a look at, but you don't need all that. Just pick your favorite actor or actress, okay, that is in a role where they're supposed to exude the type of confidence that you would want to exude, and then study what they do, okay? And that's what it looks like. And then you make your body do that, all right? So if you're like depressed, what does your body do? You know, that's what you're doing, right? I'm depressed. I don't want to be depressed anymore. Stop doing that, all right? Now, it's not a cure-all. I mean, you're not a hopefully, you're not a cluster B personality disorder sociopath, where you just frickin' make your own feelings out of nowhere, you know, like acting all the time. That's not what I suggest at all. But we're working from the outside in. It can change your state enough to where you can work on that internal stuff, okay? So exude that confidence on the outside first. If I'm depressed, I don't sit here like this. I might at home. I might in front of a loved one. Okay, I might grieve. I might cry. I might do all those things. But when I go out into the world, okay, I pick myself up and I have my confident posture, all right? And I have my look, all right? I have that physiology of a person who makes shit happen and gets shit done, right? I start with that physiology. Now from there, I might feel really terrible inside at first, right? But then I start to feel better just from taking on that physiology, and then I start doing something, start accomplishing a thing, okay? Whether it's learning about a thing or whether it's actually doing a thing, but you start doing things. You start getting success from those things. It could be very, very small. If you're in a really dark, terrible place, clean your car. Just clean your car. You know what I mean? Clean your room or something. You know, just something that's easy where you can easily organize your bag, organize your computer bag. And something easy that's you can accomplish and then have that success. And then from there, you go to something else. Pretty soon, you're taking down bigger elephants, you know? You're getting bigger successes, but big success, from my understanding, at least from the success I've had a lot of success, but a lot of failures, okay? And any kind of big successes I've had, it didn't just happen at a one-time event. It's not like winning the lottery. It's a bunch of small successes and then failures, and learning from the failures, turning those failures into successes over a series of, over just a series of those over time, that then leads to that big success. You know what I mean? And so that's what you do. You got to just start from the outside, work in, and that'll help you at least in a temporary state. Now, you got to work on getting rid of anxiety and fears, and the best way to do that is to get outside of your comfort zone and do shit you're not comfortable doing. Okay? Put yourself at risk. Going to combat, being in the military and being in situations, both civilian side as well as military, where I could have died during that thing. Now, it wasn't just Darwin Awards stuff, although I've had a few of those when I was younger, but it was putting myself in harm's way or putting myself in a situation for a good reason, cause, or part of a job, but where if things went wrong, I could have been killed, right? That makes you realize how much a lot of the other bullshit out there doesn't matter, Now, you might not be like a military guy. You might not be in a position to necessarily do that, okay? But, I mean, put yourself in a position, Go do a wilderness survival weekend in the winter somewhere, all right, where, it challenges you. Go, climb something. Go do something that requires a physical challenge, where if you fuck up, you could really get in trouble. You could get killed. Do things like that. You're gonna have feet. Jump out of airplanes. That's one. I'm jump qualified to jump out of airplanes. It's weird every time you do it. Your body looks outside of an aircraft and you see how high up you are, and your body does not want to walk out that door and plummet to the earth. It does not. No matter who you are, that is not really what you want to do. But that anxiety I get turns into kind of a motivation. That you see how small everything is down there. You're about to jump out of the airplane. But you get anxiety, and it's like, that anxiety kind of turns into like an excitement, right? You turn it, it transforms. The more you do shit out of your comfort zone, the more you can transform that anxious and fearful feeling into action. And so now I'm excited and I'm jumping out of the plane. Now the other thing about doing things out of your comfort zone is that you realize that you didn't die afterwards, okay? So you survive it, you win it, things are good afterwards. That gives yourself the social proof that you need, or the evidence that your unconscious mind needs to know that you're, number one, capable, okay? And number two, that even in the worst scenario, probably you're gonna be okay. You're probably not gonna die, and things are probably gonna be fine. And so when you have that sense, or that overall sense that you're gonna be fine, you're and you're probably like, even if something bad happens, things are going to be all right, then you just don't, you can't not have that confidence at that point, right? So it doesn't matter. Are you talking to a girl, and trying to get her on a date? Are you going to that job interview, or are you jumping out of an airplane? Like, that the result is going to be okay. If not, at least it's going to be good. But you go for good. But that in the worst case scenario, this is probably going to be all right. Even if it's a situation where you could die, I'm probably not going to die, okay? And so you've done it enough times where now you get used to. You get used to stepping outside of your comfort zone. And do this as early as you can, because the older you get, the more developed patterns become, harder to break. So if you are in a pattern since a young kid, let's say, where you are facing down adversity and getting outside of your comfort zone, you start getting outside of that comfort zone, starting early, starting young. By the time you're 40, 50 years old, you can still get out of your comfort zone. It's not a big deal, because you're so used to it. That is your normal. Your normal is getting out of your comfort zone, right? But if you play it safe, and you don't push yourself to get outside of your comfort zone, and then you're 40 and you have a midlife crisis, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go skydiving or whatever. Like, it's really hard to break that anxious, fearful pattern that you have, because it's all about breaking anxiety and breaking fears. That's really what it is. When you're not feeling confident, it's because you're fearful about something. All right. The less fucks you give, the less fearful you'll be too. And I'm not suggesting you don't give a fuck about other people. That's the thing you should give a fuck about. But not give a fuck about what other people think about you, to not give a fuck about, that potentiality for negative outcome, that's where you need to put your not give a fucks in, okay? And the more things you do outside of your comfort zone, the more fears you face down. Do you have a phobia? Are you scared of, let's say, spiders or snakes, or scared of heights? Fucking go do it now. All right? Go do something that involves heights if you're afraid of heights. Deep water if you're afraid of deep water. Now, how you do that, however, is not, if you're afraid of the ocean, you don't have somebody drop you off in the middle of the ocean and then leave you for a day. I mean, that's not necessarily the best way, So you always start off with manageable goals, right? Get success, then move on to the next thing. You're afraid of the water? First, just get your feet wet. You know what I mean? Then Go a little further. Manage that anxiety. Practice breathing. Practice your posture, okay? Your posture, your breathing, your biomechanics. Bring that anxiety down. Let's take another step further, okay? So it's a mixture of those couple of things. It is controlling your state, your mind state, you know, and you do that through your physiology first. So you start with the physiology, breathe, get in a good posture, and then you start controlling that state, that emotional state, that mind state. You start getting control over it, all right? You practice doing that, and then you're getting outside of your comfort zone, and then you're getting results. You're getting shit done. You're getting successes. You're getting failures too, but those failures make you realize, you failed. So what? You know what I mean? Just keep going. Just keep going. All right? And then I think a final thing is, this one's a little, I'm always real science-based, okay? So I don't usually cross the line into woo-woo, esoteric stuff. But it doesn't mean I don't have beliefs. Okay, I'm a theist, I do have beliefs. Having a faith will help you. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not a Bible thrower. I'm not. I resist that kind of stuff because I think people use their religious beliefs as excuses to not dive in further into, you know, reasons for things based on evidence. So I shy away from that in my videos. No disrespect to my religious friends. That's just how I feel about it. That being said, having faith, okay, whatever that faith is, helps. Because you need an overall sense that everything is going to be okay. All right? You need to develop a sense that things are going to work out. No matter what. Your husband divorces you, and you don't have any money. It's still going to work out. Your girlfriend leaves you, runs off with another dude, let's say. Things are good. You're still going to work out. You're on a mission. You can't get comms. You can't get air. And if you get compromised, you're going to get killed. People have been through it before. It's still going to work out. You see, when the odds are against you, all you have is faith sometimes. When everything's against you, people are against you, their opinions of you aren't so well for whatever reason at that time. Everybody is naysaying you. The odds are against you. All you have is fucking faith at that point. That's all you've got. And I'll tell you what, there'd be a lot of dead people on battlefields right now if they didn't have faith that things were going to be okay. That faith that things are going to be okay, that's an internal, deep root of where confidence comes from. All right? So to recap, we got our 3 things. You can start from the outside and work in. That will help you at least temporary. But you need to work on your internal game with confidence as well. That is by stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing shit, experiencing success as well as failure, and knowing that things are going to be okay. The more you practice that and do that, the easier it will be to go into those situations with confidence. All right? And then that 3rd thing is to have faith. It's up to you to decide where that faith comes from. Okay? Where it comes from and where it's going, that is up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. But you have faith. You have faith and overall belief that even if the shit is looking bad for you, even if it's looking like, you know, it's not going to work out in your favor, you have confidence that everything's going to be okay because you have faith. Okay, you have faith that things will work out. A general belief. If you don't have that belief, I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to fuck up large parts of your life. Your relationships, for example. If you don't believe that you can have a healthy relationship, you won't have one. If you don't believe you can't be loved, you won't allow anyone to love you. If you don't believe that a relationship can work out after some trouble, it won't. You'll make it all true. Okay? It goes back to my last video. Alright? There's a little bit of a theme here lately. But Just I get on these little trends here, so, you know, and it's whatever. But this one was by request, but that still goes back to that too, though. You know what I mean? So you gotta have a belief that shit will work out. Whether you're approaching a girl and, you know, she's probably gonna shoot you down, so what? You gotta have faith it's gonna work out. You're going for that job interview and you feel underqualified, have faith it'll work out. You know what I mean? Have faith that even if it doesn't work out, it'll work out. And everything will be good. That's where your internal confidence comes from. So start from the outside, work your way in, and then back out again. Okay? So, by request, that was a requested one. Hopefully it answers some questions for you. Alright, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the ask. If you guys ever have any other additional requests, send them over. Alright? Oh yeah, like my stuff too. I need to update YouTube because I've been on like this perpetual vacation now. Woo! Did you hear that? I think someone got shot. Anyway, perpetual vacation now for the last couple days. But yeah, you go like my YouTube channel. I gotta add videos there. Like my stuff here. Share it if you like it. All that good stuff. Thanks again. Take care.